Hey everybody, I'm going to make a really short video tonight, and I just want to hopefully share some positivity and maybe be a little bit encouraging to someone because, man, I'm in a good mood. Things are going good with my headspace right now, and I just wanted to share that because it ebbs and flows, and there's a tendency for me to I guess when all of us, when it's going bad or when we're having a bad day, it's just like it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, even like when we know it's there, you know, and it just feels kind of hopeless or never ending. And I know that everything changes and nothing stays the same. And you can know all these truths and be in the right direction, but sometimes like when you're having just a down day, it's like, man, I don't know, it's really easy to ruminate and to worry and to for me to start sabotaging and getting in my own way and think, well, maybe everyone's right. And now yesterday was kind of that one of those days for me where I was just like, man, maybe I need to start like switching my plans. Like I was really going down like kind of a dark road of self-doubt. And sure enough, today's a new day and it's changed. And so I just wanted to share while I'm in a headspace. I just wanted to share a couple things as someone who has gone from like the true pits of self-loathing and just the emptiness um, of not loving yourself or trusting yourself or valuing your opinion and what you're bringing to the table. I listened to people my whole life. I listened to everybody when I was a child and even a teenager. I looked at adults as like, man, they've made it. They're adults. They're like living adult lives. They have like this sage wisdom, so of course, like they know more than me. And it was always like a comparison, and as I've said before, like when you compare yourself you never measure up. So I just went from like this really deep emptiness that came from self-loathing to a place where like I'm standing on my own 2 feet and really just following my soul's purpose and my soul's calling. I never thought I had a soul's purpose. And, if you just look, my God, and so getting my perspective changed everything. Like just knowing, okay, I'm going to live life. I'm living life regardless. We are all alive until we're not. Why in the hell not just do what I want to do? I mean, just be open to whatever, your soul is going to tell you. And the thing is, there's a lot of people finding your purpose and your passion and a life of passion. It's like finding God in the sense that there's a lot of people who don't live their passion or find their passion or think they have, any service, anything to offer this world. There's a lot of people who just go through life empty and die from this place of kind of just like deep-seated painful emptiness. But there's nobody who doesn't find their passion who's looking for it. Everybody who's looking, who has that consciousness to say, hey, I know it's out there, I'm just going to live from the heart. There's no one that tackles life with that perspective and lives from that perspective who doesn't find their passion and live from that place of authenticity. You just have to want to and be aware of that wanting and be aware that you are worthy of doing just that, of living from this place of authenticity and saying, I know I have something bigger to offer the world and to offer myself than just existing. And it's like, we're all going to exist until we die. So why not do what we want to do? And I know, like, I've seen I've heard the opposite side of that too, where people say that that's like against God. And I'm kind of not going there because that just doesn't like resonate with me. But I understand, how it can be looked at as like a selfish perspective. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being selfish. And I think that was my problem, was that I was not selfish. I didn't listen to myself my whole life. And that led to just emptiness, that led to addiction and codependency, to feel that emptiness. But once I had to, once I learned to love myself, it's just like life has opened up in these little ways. And I just can't believe every day it's like, wow, I can't believe I almost died and I didn't, try meditation. I can't believe I almost died before I ever tried cottage cheese ice cream, or like some vegan foods, or God, just it's amazing. And this system, this external world does not want us to know that we are worthy. The world, it seems like, does not want us to know that we are valuable, and they don't want us to come from a place of compassion and self-love and balance. Because if we are filling ourselves up, then what do we need these archaic systems for? I mean, what do we need them for if we're filling ourselves up? And so just kind of, I've like really made this conscious decision to just more and more by the day to kind of drop what is not serving me, and it's still a process, and I get down about it. Eating what I consume food wise and what I consume in media are still, it's still a journey, and I haven't gotten to where I want to be, but I have to be okay with where I'm at. And I think that's really the key. And I notice when I start to look at someone who has like these amazing, like, like a lifestyle, or like a fitness influencer, or whatever, when I start to look to the external, I have to like catch myself and be like, oh, okay, no wonder I feel like a piece of shit. Look who I'm comparing myself to. Comparison was my first mistake, so just like appreciate where I'm going, and just enjoy it. And at first it's not like I had no idea where I was going, and I had to like be okay with that not knowing. I didn't know anything about meditation, or that I wanted to get my health under control. I didn't know I wanted to quit smoking. When I was new to my sobriety and new to self-love, the first thing that I did was really just want to do like the basics, like get gainful employment and have a place and just have all of like the little creature comforts. And at first that's enough. I mean, like, I think sometimes a lot of people get tripped up on not knowing their purpose. And that was, I never knew where I wanted to go. And so but I was just kind of going where I was told. And once I stopped that and just said, hey, I'm going to work at the deli, minimum wage. And I loved that job. I thought I was going to retire from the deli. There was never, I could not fathom people that like quit their jobs to follow their passion. I could not fathom that. But I stayed open to the idea of just following my heart's lead, even though I didn't know where it was going to take me. So like one example, when 2020 came, within like a month to 2 months, I went from thinking I was going to retire at the deli, loving my job, and never planning on quitting, to really just saying, okay, this isn't for me. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit my job and focus on writing, full time. And man, like the emotional space that freed up. I was going to be, if you're like happy to have a minimum wage job, then guess what? You're going to be poor regardless. So it's really not even like that much of a difference. The difference is, it's not a financial difference. It's a soul difference. It's like, oh my God, I felt like a weight was lifted off my soul, and I could actually like devote hours of my time, because I had like this energy freed up and to do so. And just to, always like be moving forward, but also be comfortable at the pace that you are at, because sometimes it's like even the changes that I make, I can't even see in myself, but I can feel them, And so like I have this momentum now and I'm moving forward slowly, right? And I quit eating Nutella and for the most part Oreos. And I think I have like lactose intolerance, which is crazy. Like I'm 39. I'm just now like realizing I have lactose intolerance. My favorite soup, another like super small example, is it's the tomato soup with basil. Lo and behold, I don't know why I'm surprised anymore, but it has like genetically modified. It's tomato soup. Like why does it have to be like this? Like why do they have to modify tomato soup? But that's something I'm going to work on. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I'm one of my goals. I'm continuing to not just stagnate where I'm at, to continue to evolve my health goals, to get to a place. Ultimately, my goal is to where I'm not eating like genetically modified foods. That's my ultimate goal. But I have to like not beat myself up when I backslide or any like something really decadent, and just be I'm confident along the journey. For the first time in my life, I have like self-confidence. Another big thing, like with continuing to move on and not just be so comfortable that you are like stagnating, is in my recovery journey. I've been taking Suboxone for, God, for like over 4 years now. And that is a total lifesaver. I've been talking about making a video about Suboxone. It's like anything, it's a tool. And a lot of people, unfortunately, a lot of addicts misuse. When you're not ready to get sober, you're going to misuse and abuse and give a bad name to absolutely everything that you misuse and abuse and give a bad name to. And it's going to paint, everybody that's in recovery or everybody that's been an addict with that same like negative take. But the fact is that Suboxone is like a tool, and it's no different than people that use like a certain eating or lifestyle or health goals or whatever to lose weight or get their health in check. Some people you know do like Weight Watchers or whatever, and then they relapse, but that doesn't mean it's not a good program just because like you gain your 50 pounds back or whatever. And Suboxone's the same thing. It's just a tool. It can't keep anybody sober. It can't even get anyone sober. But if you want to be okay, and you want to be okay without having to ingest poison on a daily basis, without drugs that are going to kill you, Suboxone is a great tool to help you maintain that sobriety, maintain that headspace of not wanting to use hard drugs. So it's really a lifesaver. With that said, man, a part of me, it's like for the longest time I've said, well, if I'm on Suboxone for the rest of my life, whatever, so be it. I'm okay with that. And next week I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try the shot. I forgot the name of it. It's basically like a month-long shot of Suboxone. So instead of taking the film that you put under your tongue, the doctor gives you a shot in your stomach or something. It's like a time release. I'm going to try that this month with the goal of, weaning off of Suboxone. And it's not even that I don't want to take it, but I don't want to be okay with being on Suboxone when I don't feel like I need it. And I think just having that consciousness of pushing forward and just improving yourself, like just on a thought by thought basis, it makes all the difference in the world. And just not to stagnate. And if you just keep looking at your life from that perspective, I found like it really just like opens up everything, because every like thought that you have, it's like an act of compassion. And if you are having compassion and it's coming from a place of selfishness, but self love, then that's when you find your purpose. That's when you can like be of service to others. That's when like, hey, this is a path for me. This is a direction. This is a goal that's coming from like my soul, you know, that's not coming from societal expectations or what my parents wanted me to do, but it's coming from my soul. I mean, what else are we going to do? You know, we're alive until we're not. So why not do what we want and just make the biggest difference by living from the inside out? So, y'all have a good night.